Hello Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and welcome to your reading. So Pisces, today we're going to go over your overall energy as well as your person's overall energy. We're going to see how the both of you are currently viewing this relationship and how you guys feel about it and what actions you guys plan on taking each other's direction and or moving forward. But before we get into tarot, Pisces, just keep in mind that time is fluid. So this could either currently be happening or may be happening at a later date. Also keep in mind it's a general reading. So this reading may or may not resonate with you, Pisces. If it doesn't, feel free to check out your other placements. But with all that being said, Pisces, let's get into your reading. We're going to focus on you and your energy first, and then we'll look at your person and their energy. But my card, I have a card that actually fell to the ground, so let me pick it up 1 second. Okay, Pisces, we do have wedding, and this card actually fell to the ground. It feels right to take it though. So your overall energy, Pisces, we do have wedding. The situation involves marriage. For some of you, you could be married to this person that you currently find yourself connecting with. For others of you, this could definitely represent somebody that you're in a committed relationship with. Of course, you could very well be working towards a committed relationship with this person. For some of you, this could definitely represent somebody that you see yourself getting married to, spending the rest of your life with, things of that nature. But so far, so good, Pisces. Let's look at this person and their energy. What's the overall energy for the person Pisces is connecting with or will be connecting with? So you do have very soon. Clearly decide what you want so it comes to you now. Okay, we'll see what that's all about. But let's get the overall energy for this connection. What's the overall energy for this connection? So we do have trust. The situation's calling for you to have faith. The bottom of the deck, we do have make the effort, which came out in the reverse, very similar to the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse, could be dealing with a Virgo. We also have pay attention to the red flags, Page of Swords energy, so Gemini energy. I also look at the pay attention to the red flags card as like the Five of Swords in tarot, which could indicate that, somebody in this equation, whether it be you or your person, might have trust issues. I mean, considering the fact that we do have trust out here, I mean, this person may have trust issues due to just past experiences that they've had with other people. But to be completely honest, I feel like, yes, it could have a lot to do with them just having trust issues just based off of things that, they've experienced with other people. But what I am definitely getting primarily and what's kind of sticking out to me the most that more than likely is going on with this particular person, whether that be you or them, I feel like this person's wish is actually coming true. I just feel like they're having a hard time accepting that and believing that. So let's just say that this is something that your person's going through. I feel like this person looks at you as like a dream come true, to be completely honest. You're somebody who basically possesses everything that, they've ever wanted, within a person. As far as a relationship with you is concerned, it's like they look at this relationship that they share with you as again, like a wish come true, but I just kind of feel like they're having a hard time, accepting it and believing it. You know what I mean? Because I am getting that this person's wish is essentially coming true. They wanted someone like you to show up in their life for quite some time now. Boom, here you are. They wanted a relationship like this to show up in their life, for quite some time now, and boom, here it is. I just feel like this person is having a very difficult time accepting that this is not a too good to be true type of situation. It's kind of what I'm getting. But let's get into it, Pisces. We're going to focus on you first, and then we'll jump over to your person and their energy. How does Pisces currently view this relationship? Okay. So we do have the Queen of Swords to the East of Wands. Let me say that again. We got the Queen of Swords to the East of Wands. I feel like this is your energy, but I feel like this is how you're perceiving, that this person that you currently find yourself connecting with. So let's get into it. You're very crystal clear, Pisces, on, this person and what you want with them. Okay. But when it comes down to this person that, you currently find yourself connecting with, it's like you look at this person as somebody who has 1 foot in, 1 foot out when it comes down to you. It's like there's times where this person gives you the impression that you are what they want, and then there's times where this person makes you think that you aren't what they want, is basically what I'm getting. And I feel like that tends to kind of bring a lot of like confusion, you know, into your life, because it causes you to question, you know, does this person really want to be with me, or do they not want to be with me? Can they honestly foresee themselves spending the rest of their life with me, or or not? You know what I mean? Like, am I everything that this person ever wanted within a person, and you know, and then some, or am I not, you know? It's basically what I'm getting off of you and your energy. Now, despite the fact that you're looking at this person, you know, as somebody who has 1 foot in, 1 foot out when it comes down to you, despite the fact that you're looking at this person as somebody who one day makes it seem like they want to be with you and spend the rest of their life with you, and the next minute, you know, it's like they're making it seem like, you know, they don't want to spend the rest of their life with you, they don't want to be with you. I feel like your mind hasn't changed at all. Despite everything, your mind has not changed at all about this person and what you want with them, is basically what I'm getting. How does this person currently view this relationship with Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? Okay, we're going to clarify that Seven of Wands. Yeah, we're going to clarify that Seven of Wands. So we have the Ace of Wands to the Page of Wands. See, that's again, going back to like what I said, you know, especially with the star coming out here, the star basically speaks of wish fulfillment. I feel like a wish of theirs is essentially being granted. You know, again, this person has been waiting for someone like you to show up in their life for quite some time now. And then boom, you know, here you are, you know. And don't get me wrong, I feel like this person, you know, is really happy that, you know, you're in their life. I feel like this person's really happy that they met you. You know, because I am definitely getting that this connection between the two of you, it truly does mean the world, you know, to them. Like, you are somebody that they can actually see themselves, you know, building and establishing a life with, and, you know, also spending the rest of their life with, which is something that this person can't quite say about anybody else that they've ever been involved with, if that makes any sense. Like, I'm sure this person has dealt with people, obviously, prior to you, that, you know, they ended up in a relationship with, but there was certain things that they didn't see themselves having with that particular person that they were dealing with in the past prior to obviously meeting you. Like, for example, like, this person could have been in a relationship, you know, prior to you, you know, with someone that they just couldn't see themselves getting married to, so they never did. Or they just couldn't see themselves, you know, having a family with that person, so they never did. You know what I mean? Like, I just kind of feel like with you, it's like the possibilities are endless, and that's what makes this connection so different from every other connection they've been in, if that makes any sense. But with the Ace of Wands to the Page of Wands, that's telling me that this person really does want you, and this dynamic that they share with you and a life with you. Again, you are their wish come true. But there's a but to all of this with that Seven of Wands energy, so let's look at that. You know, this to me feels like the epitome of them standing in their own way when it comes down to you and this dynamic that they share with you. It's like they know they want you. They know they want to spend the rest of their life with you. But for whatever reason, they're still choosing to kind of stand in their way. Tell me more about the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands can definitely represent a very guarded energy. Tell me more about the Seven of Wands. We have the King of Cups. We got the Three of Cups. And then we also have the Death card. Yeah. With the Death card coming out here, the Death card basically speaks of change and, you know, transformation. I feel like this person knows, let's be honest, nobody needs to tell this person this. I feel like this person knows that if they allow themselves to just go there and embrace you and what they share with you without putting up a fight, because that's what this person is doing without putting up a fight. I think that this person knows that, you know, their life will drastically change. Their life will drastically change because of you and this connection that they share with you. Their biggest thing is that they don't know. They don't know if they are ready, you know, for things to drastically change here for them. You know, they don't know if by putting their guard down, and deciding to not, you know, put up a fight is honestly the best thing that they should be doing in this situation, or if it's, you know, the worst thing that they end up doing in this entire situation. I just feel like this person just doesn't want to make a mistake is kind of what I'm getting to. It's like they don't want to make a mistake. They don't want to turn around and embrace this connection fully out of fear that at a later date they're going to end up regretting it. You know what I mean? But then they also don't, you know what I mean, want to lose you out of fear that they'll later on end up regretting it. You see what I mean? Like I said, the only thing that's standing in the way between them and what they want with you has a lot to do with their doubts, their reservations. It also has a lot to do with the fact that they know that, you know, if they were to stop putting up a fight and just embrace, you know, what it is that they truly want and desire with you, how much their life will drastically change. But the thing with that whole, like, them knowing that their life will drastically change, they just don't know, like, what the outcome is going to be in the end. Like, when it's all said and done, they don't know what the outcome is going to essentially be. They don't know if the outcome is going to be a good outcome or a bad outcome. And that's the thing, right? Is that they don't know what to anticipate and or expect. You got to understand that right now, especially, you know, with the way things are currently at the moment, it's very predictable to them. It's very predictable to them. But if this person were to just allow themselves to go there with you and stop putting up a fight and just embrace this connection, just go off and build with you, their life is going to drastically change in ways that they don't know. You know, they just don't know. Like, they don't know if their life is going to drastically change for the better or if their life is going to drastically change for the worse. They know right now, as far as like the way that they're living their life currently at the moment, you know, within this dynamic that they share with you, it feels very predictable to them. It feels very safe to them. So to walk away from the very thing that's very predictable to them and safe to them is a very scary thing, I would say, for this person to do, because, like I said, they just don't really know what to anticipate and or expect. They just don't. They don't. So let's say currently at the moment, you guys are just simply dating one another / getting to know one another. Well, right now they feel very safe and secure with just simply dating you and getting to know you. But as far as taking that next step is concerned, well, that's a very scary thing for this person to do, because then that means that they have to leave behind a very predictable life for an unpredictable life. And that's a very scary thing, you know, for this person to do, because they don't know what to anticipate and or expect. Let's say that you guys are already in a committed relationship with one another, and, you know, you think that the both of you are ready to finally go off and, you know, just make it official and just go off and get married. Well, I can tell this person wants to get married to you, but again, their life with you currently at the moment, it's just very predictable. It's very comfortable. It makes them feel safe. You know what I mean? But if they were to take that next step with you as far as like marriage is concerned, well, you know, that's, you know, the epitome, you know, of them walking into the unknown, and it scares the hell out of them because they're giving up a predictable life for an unpredictable life, and it's just fucking scary. It's just really fucking scary. This is somebody who doesn't do well with the level of the unknown is basically what I'm getting. They don't do well with the level of the unknown. They really, really don't. But yeah, let's keep going. How does Pisces currently feel? All right, so we have the Chariot, we have the 10 of Swords, and then we also have the Judgment card. A lot of you feel like the reason why this person has one foot in, one foot out when it comes down to you is because they're scared. Which, I mean, yeah, you're spot on when it comes down to that. You're definitely spot on when it comes down to that. And I feel like that's probably why you also don't take it personal when one day this person's making it seem like they love you and they want to be with you, and the next, you know, day they're making it seem like, I just can't do this. You know what I mean? I think that deep down inside, you know, why this person is the way that they are. And I feel like it does have a lot to do, you know, with fear. That's exactly what, you know, you feel as well, that it has a lot to do with fear. You know, for them, it's like you feel like this person's allowing, you know, fear to get the best of them within this connection that the two of you essentially share with one another. And I feel like you're trying to be very, very patient, especially with the Seven of Pentacles coming out here. The Seven of Pentacles does speak of patience. You know, I feel like you're trying to be very patient and very understanding, you know, with this, you know, person, because you know, deep down inside, like, they don't really have to tell you all of this. Like, I think you know deep down inside, like, why they are the way that they are. And it is, you know, because of fear. And I feel like you're trying your hardest to be patient with this person. I feel like you're trying your hardest to, you know, encourage this person to not allow fear, you know, to stop them from building a life with you. But I just feel like you're just so ready. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like you're so ready for the two of you to take that next step. It's not even funny, but you kind of know that in order to take that next step, you know, with this particular person, they have to be on board. You know what I mean? They have to be on board with it. And you can tell, you know what I mean, that there's a lot of fear on this person's, you know, behalf that's like preventing them from taking that next step, you know, with you. I'm also getting like a very like reassuring energy coming from you to them. So, you know, especially, I mean, I guess it doesn't matter, because I was going to say, like, especially if you're in a relationship with them, but now that I think about it, it really doesn't matter, you know, like, because for some of you, you guys could be in a committed relationship with one another already. For others of you, you know, this could represent somebody that you're working towards a committed relationship with. So, I mean, it really doesn't matter, because the same message applies. I feel like with you, Pisces, because you know deep down inside, like, what's holding this person back and what's preventing this person from taking that next step with you, whether that's jumping into a committed relationship with you, the two of you getting married, the two of you getting a place together, the two of you starting a family, like, it has a lot to do with fear. And I feel like you've always been that type of person to like reassure this person time and time again, you know, that you love them, that you're serious about them, that you're very committed to them and, you know, devoted to them. You know, your words line up with your actions, just like your actions line up with your words. You know, from the start, I feel like you just knew that this is like, you know, the person that you wanted to build with and, you know, settle down with and establish a life with. And it kind of looks like that has never changed on your behalf. So even despite the fact that this person can be very wishy-washy at times, you know, you still want to be with them. You know, you're still committed to them and devoted to them. You still want what you want with them. You know what I mean? Despite the fact that there's times where this person allows, you know, fear to get the best of them to the point where it does prevent them as well as paralyze them from, you know, taking, you know, those next steps with you. You know, you've stayed the same, you know, in this connection here between you and them. And that should definitely speak volumes to them. In other words, all of this should very well be revealing to this person how serious you actually are about them and how committed and devoted you are. Because you definitely are. I am definitely getting that. You're very committed and devoted to them. And then that should, for the most part, like, speak volumes to this person and bring them some comfort, that if this person were to take that next step, you know, with you, it would be with somebody who is very committed and devoted to them. You know, I feel like you've definitely proven, you know, your love and loyalty, and commitment and devotion, you know, to them in this relationship, that you share with them. So that should bring them some comfort that if this person were to just stop putting up a fight and just allow themselves to take that next step with you, that they're going to end up with somebody who's very committed to them, very loyal to them, very devoted to them. You know what I mean? So hopefully, you know, this does definitely speak volumes to them. Oof. Fear, fear, fear. You got the Nine of Pentacles, you got the Five of Cups, and then we also have the Devil. That's interesting. So in regard to how this person is currently feeling about you and this dynamic that they share with you, not only does this person struggle with the level of the unknown, but this person has this really, really bad habit of constantly anticipating / expecting the worst from people is basically what I'm getting. So even though, which is interesting, because I'm like, I hope this does, you know, speak volumes, you know, to them. You know, even though this person is acknowledging, the fact that you are very committed to them, you're very devoted to them, you're very serious about them, your relationship with them, they still find themselves thinking that they're going to end up, just getting hurt and disappointed in the end. Like I said, this person has a really bad habit of constantly anticipating / expecting the worst from people. But it's interesting because I feel like from the start of this relationship, they were constantly anticipating / expecting the worst, from you. It's like they were constantly anticipating / expecting for you to hurt them, betray them, deceive them, disappoint them, in some way, shape, or form. And you have yet to do that. You have yet to do that. And even then, it's like they still can't help but to anticipate / expect the worst from you. Like, it would have been one thing, like I would have understood this person a little bit more if from the start, you know what I mean? Like, you were doing everything under the sun, you know what I mean? To like hurt this person and disappoint this person and, give them every reason to believe that you're not serious about them, that you're not committed to them, that you're not devoted to them. Then, okay, like, fine. Anticipate / expect the worst from Pisces, from sun up to sundown if you want to. But it's like, that hasn't happened. That hasn't happened. You see what I mean? That hasn't happened. Like, that hasn't happened. I feel like from the start of this relationship, it's like you've been the same. You've been the same. You've been committed to them, devoted to them, and what you share with them. That hasn't changed. That has always been the same. And even then, it's like they're still choosing to like think this, that if they were to allow themselves to take that next step with you, that it's just, I guess, gonna blow up in their face in some way, shape, or form. And this is kind of why this person feels like it's just not safe to take that next step with you. Out of fear that, if they do, it's just gonna blow up in their face, and it's gonna blow up in their face in the worst way possible. Okay. What actions will this person take towards Pisces? Or moving forward. So we do have the Ace of Pentacles, we do have the Six of Cups, and then we also have the Ten of Swords. Well, this is fucking shocking. I'm not gonna lie. This is freaking shocking. This is very, very shocking. I really wasn't expecting all of this from this person. With the Ace of Pentacles to the Six of Cups to Ten of Swords, I'm not entirely sure what this next step for the both of you entails, because for some of you, this could, represent the two of you jumping into a committed relationship with one another, getting a place together, starting a family together, getting married. We did kind of see them for the most part on the fence about this, and it wasn't because they didn't want to be with you, or they didn't want whatever it is that you're pushing for to transpire next between the two of you, because whatever it is that you're pushing for to transpire between the two of you, it's something that they want with you as well. You know what I mean? I just feel like it was that constant, but what if this happens, and what if that happens, and I just feel like if I do this, then, I'm going to end up getting hurt by Pisces and disappointed by Pisces, and I don't want to go through that. You know what I mean? It's like they were constantly allowing fear and their own doubts and reservations and but what if this happens and what if that happens, stop them. But shockingly enough, I don't see them allowing their doubts, reservations, fears, and but what if this happens and what if that happens, stop them. Shockingly enough, I don't see them letting this stop them anymore, or getting in the way of, like, you and this dynamic that they share with you and what they want with you. I would really like to know what's actually prompting this person to no longer allow their doubts, reservations, and fears, and but what if this happens, what if that happens, Yeah, I would like to know what in the world's happening here on their end that's not, that they're just like, you know what, I'm not going to let this stop me, from building and establishing the life that I want with Pisces. I don't know, like I just feel like something happened here on their end. I don't know what the hell happened, but I just feel like something happened here on their end that they were just like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna do this anymore. I'm not gonna allow my doubts, reservations, and fears and the what if this happens, what if that happens stop me anymore. I wonder what happened on their behalf. Tell you more about the Ten of Swords. We have the World, we have the Ace of Swords, we got the Page of Pentacles, and then we also have the Two of Wands. This to me feels like a moment of like realization that this person is essentially having here. This person knows that if they continue to allow their doubts and reservations and their fears and the what if this happens, what if that happens, stop them from pursuing you and the life that they want with you, you know, they could be putting themselves in a predicament to basically lose you for good, which is not something that this person wants to go through and or experience. This entire situation does have this person feeling like, you know what, if they don't stop allowing their doubts and reservations to get the best of them, they're going to miss out on a really good opportunity, you know, with you. And to be honest, that just doesn't really sit well with them. It just doesn't sit well with them, allowing their fears and their doubts to, you know, get the best of them to the point where they end up losing you, and a really good opportunity with you. So we do see this person deciding to take that next step with you. Now, are they scared? Yes. They are scared. Yes, they are very, very scared. However, you know what's interesting, and I just said this recently in somebody's reading. I'm using the Modern Witch Tarot deck for those of you, you know, who are curious. But in this deck, there's two Ten of Swords. We have the Ten of Swords that says the Ten of Swords, and then we also have this Ten of Swords that says everything is fine. Now the swords represent our thoughts in tarot. So as you can see, this person has a lot of worry and concern when it comes down to taking that next step with you, out of fear that all of this is going to blow up in their face and they're going to later on regret it, yada yada yada. So when the Ten of Swords comes out, whatever it is that you're worried and concerned about that you think is going to end up happening is more than likely going to happen, right? But when we get this particular Ten of Swords that says everything is fine, this is like Spirit's way of telling you, like, I get that you're worried and concerned about X, Y, and Z happening, but I'm here to tell you that you don't have anything to worry about. You don't have anything to worry about. You don't have anything to worry about. And it's crazy because we have the Ten of Swords that says everything is fine on your behalf. And remember, this was an energy of you essentially feeling like what's stopping this person from taking that next step with you is their doubts, their reservations, their worries, and their concerns, and, you know, getting heartbroken and, you know, getting disappointed by you. And I feel like deep down inside, you know that that is what is basically stopping this person. So with that being said, going back to what I said, the whole like reassuring energy coming from you to them, you constantly find yourself reassuring this person like, hey, I'm not going to hurt you. Hey, I'm not going to let you down. Hey, I'm not going to disappoint you. Hey, I'm not going to do this, then the third to you. You know what I mean? I'm serious about you. I love you. I really want this to work, you know? You know, I actually love the fact that this person's pushing themselves to do this. And I can tell that this shit is not easy for them. I mean, I'm sorry. The fact that this person has the Devil to the Five of Cups. I mean, forget about the Five of Cups. I mean, the Devil, you know, that's pretty bad. That's telling me that this person's fears when it comes down to getting hurt and disappointed, specifically by you, it's at an all-time high. It's not even funny. So for them to turn around and tell themselves, you know what, I'm not going to allow my fears and my doubts and my reservations to get the best of me. I'm going to do this. And you know what, whatever happens, happens. Like, this is far from easy. This is like this is far from like easy. Especially because their fears are like at an all-time high. You know what I mean? Like, it's one thing to be like fearful, but it's another thing to be like outright terrified. And that's the best way I can describe them. They are terrified. They're not, you know, scared or a little bit scared. Like, no. This person is fucking terrified. But despite the fact this person's terrified of getting hurt by you. They're deciding to take that next step with you either which way, hoping that this doesn't blow up in their face, hoping that they don't later on regret it. And it's interesting because, again, it's like when it comes down to their worries and their concerns about you, they don't have anything to worry about. If this person actually got the 10 of Swords, that says the 10 of Swords, and all right, like, you know, you have everything to worry about at that point. But the fact that everything is fine and everything is fine came out twice, and it's attached to their energy, that's telling me that whatever it is that they're worried and concerned is going to eventually end up happening here between the two of you, or whatever it is that they think you're going to end up putting them through or doing to them, it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. Yeah, this is not an easy thing for this person to do. That's why I was like, I'm very curious to see what's prompting this person to do this, because this is not an easy thing for this person to do. It's not an easy thing for anybody to do, to be completely honest, especially when this person's fear is like literally at an all-time high, like to the point where this person's actually like terrified of this entire situation blowing up in their face, or them getting hurt, disappointed by you. Like, yeah, this is far from easy, but they're doing it. They're definitely doing it. And I don't think that this person's going to end up regretting it, especially because they have the 10 of Swords that says everything is fine. So I don't feel like this person's making a mistake, in other words, by jumping into a relationship with you, getting married to you, starting a family with you, getting a place with you. Again, this next step that you guys are about to take within your relationship with one another, it's going to be different for everybody, you know? So that's why I'm just kind of throwing out like a bunch of different things. But I feel like the main reason why this person's doing this at the end of the day is because when it's all said and done, they know what they want with you. They know what they want with you, and they know that they're never going to find a connection like this ever again. Like, they know that they're never going to find someone like you, within someone else. They know that. They know that. And this is why they're pushing themselves to do this, because they know if they don't, they're going to end up losing you, and they're not going to find another you out there. They're not going to find a connection like this out there. They know that, though. That's the thing. This person's having like a moment of realization. It's like they know that if they don't do this, they're going to end up missing out on a really good opportunity. And that's just not something that sits well, honestly, with this person. It's not something that this person wants to essentially live with, that they basically decided to, walk away, from, the love of their life, because they were terrified. They don't want to live with that. What actions will Pisces take towards this person or moving forward? All right, we have the Six of Swords, we have the Queen of Cups, and then we also have the Three of Wands. At the bottom of the deck, we do have the King of Swords, and then we also have the Lovers out here. I'm not surprised with the Three of Pentacles, so the Five of Swords to the Nine of Swords. This feels like your person's energy, not yours. All right, so in regards to like what actions you plan on taking in this person's direction and or moving forward, this level of stagnancy that you've been experiencing within your relationship with this person is finally coming to an end, because they're choosing to not operate from a place of fear anymore. They're choosing to not allow fear to stop them anymore when it comes down to what they want with you. So we're going to start to see forward movement within this relationship. We're going to start to see progress within this relationship, because it kind of looks like things have been, for the most part, stagnant between you and this person, mainly because they've been allowing fear to basically get the best of them. Not because they wanted, a lack of growth and or progress between the two of you. It's just this constant fear, you know what I mean, that they were experiencing here on their behalf, that just prevented them from taking that next step with you. But like I said, moving forward, Pisces, you're going to start to see some growth and some forward movement and progress here within your relationship with this person. I feel like by them choosing to not allow their own doubts and reservations to get the best of them, and them just deciding to take that next step with you. Like, you know that it's not an easy thing for this person to do, but they're doing it. You know what I mean? And I feel like you're going to take this as a sign that, you know, this person really, really does love you. They really, really do love you. Because deep down inside, Pisces, you're somebody who's very, very intuitive. Like, on an intuitive level, you know that this person's afraid. You know that they're afraid, and you know what's stopping them. And the fact that they're not allowing that to stop them anymore, like, you're going to take all of this as a sign that, you know, this person really does love you. They really do care about you. I feel like you've always known this, but to actually see them, you know what I mean? Take that next step, even though you know they're terrified to do so. Like, I feel like you're just going to take this as a sign, like, wow, this person, like, they really, really do love me, and they really, really do want to make this work, you know? So with that being said, you guys will be taking that next step within your relationship with one another. Now, I feel like this person's going to try their hardest, my friend, to, you know, not freak out, you know what I mean? And just take that next step with you and just remain positive. But I feel like with that Five of Swords, Nine of Swords energy, I do feel like there's going to come a point in time where they're going to find themselves freaking out a little bit. I do feel like there's going to come a point in time where they're going to find themselves feeling a little bit on edge and entertaining the whole, but what if this happens? And, you know, what if that happens? I am definitely getting that. But I feel like this is going to actually happen after you guys take that next step. Because it kind of looks like as you guys are taking that next step, they feel good about it, you know? And that's the thing, right? Is that on a soul level and on an intuitive level, they feel good about taking that next step with you. They do. So we see them very open and receptive to it. And it's like the moment you guys officially take that next step, whether that's entering a relationship with one another, getting married to one another, getting a place with one another, starting a family with one another. It's like the moment reality starts to sink in and this person realizes, holy shit, Pisces and I are married. Holy shit, Pisces and I are expecting. Holy shit, Pisces and I have a home together. Holy shit, Pisces and I are in a relationship now. It's like that's when they start to kind of freak out just a little bit, is basically what I'm getting. That's when this person's going to start to find themselves freaking out, mainly because they're giving into their own doubts and reservations all over again. You know, mainly because they are allowing fear to basically get the best of them. And to be completely honest, and I'm just going to be very blunt with it, they're wasting their time. They're wasting their time. They're wasting their time worrying themselves and concerning themselves with the, but what if this happens? What if that happens? What if Pisces does this to me? What if Pisces does that to me? Like, I don't know. I mean, again, we got the Ten of Swords out here, and both of these say everything is fine. When it comes down to this person's doubts and reservations about you and the, but what if this happens? What if Pisces does this to me? What if you know, this whole freaking out and constantly thinking the worst when it comes down to you, it's like they're wasting their time. Wasting their time. They're wasting their time. They're wasting their time. They're worrying themselves to death when they don't have to, because there's nothing to worry about. They constantly find themselves anticipating and expecting the worst from you. Well, they're not going to receive the worst from you. You know what I mean? It's like they're constantly anticipating / expecting for you to do X, Y, and Z to them. Well, I mean, again, it's like it's not going to happen. They're wasting their time, basically. They're wasting their time worrying themselves to death over things that are never going to actually occur. Nine of Swords is somebody who's very worried and concerned about the future. With the Five of Swords coming out here, the Five of Swords speaks of betrayal. So I feel like specifically with you, like their whole thing with you is you betraying them one day, deceiving them one day. Like that is their biggest thing with you, Pisces, is that they fear that one day you're going to betray them. That you're going to betray them. That is their biggest thing with you, that you're going to betray them one day. And again, it's like what they're worried and concerned about, it's not going to happen. So it's like they could choose to sit here and think that one day, you know, you're going to betray them every single day, you know, if they want to, but they would only be wasting their time. You know what I mean? They would only be wasting their time. They would only be stressing themselves out and working themselves, just working themselves up for no reason. You see what I mean? For no reason. And it's interesting, right? Because we do have trust. The situation's calling for you to have faith. I just feel like Spirit wants this person to just trust the fact that you're somebody who's very committed and devoted to them and what you share with them. I feel like this person just needs to trust the fact that you're very loyal to them and what you share with them. And then this person just needs to trust the fact that they don't have anything to worry about. I also feel like this person needs to trust their intuition, going back to what I said over here. This next step that you guys are about to take, on an intuitive level and on a soul level, they feel good about it. They feel like this is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. This feels right on a soul level, on an intuitive level. This feels right, okay? That's what they need to trust, is what their intuition is telling them. That's what they need to trust. Like, this person needs to pay very, very close attention to what their intuition is telling them, as well as what their soul is telling them in reference to you and this dynamic that they share with you. This feels right. This feels right on a soul level and on an intuitive level. This feels right. You know, I say this a lot in my readings. Your intuition is, you know, the one thing that will never lie to you or betray you or deceive you. Now, when it comes down to your mind, because remember, the swords represent our thoughts in tarot, your mind, you know, we all know that your mind could play tricks on you. You know what I mean? And we all know that, you know, your heart is very capable of deceiving you. So this is kind of why it's really important to solely rely on your intuition and what your soul is essentially telling you, and not so much what your mind is telling you or what your heart is even telling you, because your heart is capable of deceiving you, and your mind is very capable of causing you to think things that are probably never going to fucking happen. In this particular case, when it comes down to their worries and concerns about you, we already know that it's surrounding you betraying them one day. And again, it's like confirmation number 1 from Spirit to them. You don't have anything to worry about. Confirmation number 2 from Spirit to them. You don't have anything to worry about. Confirmation number 3. You don't have anything to worry about. And it's interesting because I keep getting confirmation, 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 confirmation. It's like Spirit has been sending this person signs that they don't have anything to worry about when it comes down to you. They just continue to just not trust it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I feel like Spirit has been trying to like get this person to like see that they don't actually have anything to worry about over and over and over and over and over and over again. And it's like they still choose to like sit there and worry either which way. Now, to be completely honest, your person, and it's no offense to, you know, I'm not trying to be like rude or anything like that, because I feel like we could all like be this way at times. Your person comes off to me as somebody who's very, very stubborn. Very, very stubborn. Like, this is that type of person that they learn valuable lessons in a very hard and rude way, if that makes any sense. And it's mainly because this person's very, very stubborn in their ways. Instead of them just trusting, you know, the signs and, you know, things like that, because they refuse to do that, they sit here and they make their life more harder and challenging than what it needs to be. You know what I mean? By not choosing to trust the signs. It kind of looks like, I feel like that's just kind of what needs to happen, to be honest. I think that that's just what needs to happen. I think that the universe is going to continue to like shove in this person's face that they don't really have anything to worry about when it comes down to you. And they're going to sit there and put up a fight, you know, because they think, no, I have everything to worry about when it comes down to Pisces. That's fine. But they're going to continue to put up this fight over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And there's going to come a point in time where this person is just going to be like, you know what? I'm tired of fucking fighting this fight. I'm just going to trust Pisces because I can't do this anymore. I'm just going to turn around and trust them because this person needs to wear themselves out is what it is. Like, and again, it's just mainly because they're very stubborn in their ways. It's like, instead of them just, you know, accepting, you know, the signs that spirit has been trying to like send in this person's direction in reference to you, right? And their doubts and reservations about you. Spirit has been trying to get this person to see, hey, you don't have anything to worry about. Hey, you don't have anything to worry about. Hey, you don't have anything to worry about, but they still sit there and choose to worry either which way. Yeah, I feel like they're going to continue to fight it. They think they have everything to worry about when it comes down to you, but they don't. And they're going to sit here and fight it. And fight it and fight it and fight it and fight it. And there's going to come a point in time where they're going to get so sick and tired of fighting it that they're just going to let go and be like, you know what? At this point, I trust Pisces. You know, I just don't have the energy anymore to fight this anymore. I trust them. Fuck it. I trust them. I'm not going to fight this anymore. I trust them. You know what I mean? I think that that's just what needs to happen, unfortunately, on their behalf. They need to wear themselves out. Because this energy alone, that's very draining. That's very draining. Very draining. Mentally, emotionally, and spiritually and physically. Like, this shit right here is very draining. And they're doing it to themselves. They think they have everything to worry about when it comes down to you, but they don't. You see what I mean? And it's like, you know, spirit's like, hey, like, I'm telling you the truth. You don't really have anything to worry about. I'm not lying to you. I'm not lying to you. But again, it's like they still think what they think it is what it is, you know? And I feel like this is just what needs to happen, unfortunately, on your person's behalf, you know? They just need to wear themselves out mentally, spiritually, and emotionally, as well as physically, with this constant, well, I just think I have everything to worry about when it comes down to Pisces. There's going to come a point in time, Pisces, and it's going to happen because it's going to happen. There's going to come a point in time where they're going to be too fucking tired to think the worst of you. They're going to be too fucking tired to think the worst of you. They're going to be too tired to constantly sit around and anticipate / expect the worst from you. There's going to come a point in time where they're just going to be too fucking tired. And they're just going to throw their hands up and be like, you know what, I surrender. I give up. I'm just going to trust them. I'm not going to continue to fight this. I'm too freaking tired. I can't do this anymore. They're going to be too tired to think negative things about you. They're going to be too tired walking around constantly worried and concerned within this dynamic that they share with you. I just think that this needs, that, you know, and spirit's like, hey, it doesn't have to be this way. You could just trust me. You know what I mean? And just trust what I'm trying to tell you about Pisces. You can trust them. You can trust them. You can trust them. But, you know, because this person wants to be stubborn and stuff like that, you know what I mean? They're just going to put up the only fight because they think they're right. They think that they have everything to worry about when it comes down to you. They think they're right. They think that you're going to betray them one day, deceive them one day, let them down one day. They think they're right, but it's like everything is telling them, hey, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. And they're going to sit there and continue to fight either which way. So I just kind of feel like there's going to come a point in time where spirit's just going to let them. Because I feel like spirit has been trying to help this person along this journey with you to get them to see, like, yo, you don't have anything to worry about when it comes down to Pisces. But it's like they just want to continue to fight the fight. And I feel like spirit's just going to be like, all right, well, I'm going to leave you alone. I'm going to go assist somebody else who's actually going to listen to me and appreciate me. So I'm going to leave you. I'm going to leave you to it. I'm going to leave you to it. Have fun. Continue to fight the fight. And, you know, we'll touch bases later, you know what I mean? And I feel like that's when this is going to happen. It's just going to hit them like a ton of bricks to the point where they're just going to be so sick and fucking tired of like worrying themselves to death and just thinking the way that they think about you. Like, you know, they're just going to like reach that point where they're just going to be like, I fucking give up. I'm fucking tired. I can't even think of anything negative right now about Pisces and what they could be doing and what I think they're about to do, you know, a month from now. I'm just too tired. Fuck it. You know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to trust them because I'm too fucking tired. I'm tired. I don't want to do this. I'm fucking tired. I don't want to do this shit no more. You know what I mean? And This is going to be the moment. This is going to be the moment that's going to change everything between the two of you, because they're not going to continue to operate from a place of fear. They're not going to continue to find themselves having, you know, zero peace of mind within this dynamic that they share with you. But I feel like there's going to come a point in time where Spirit's going to be like, all right, well, I'm going to go over here. I'm going to assist these people over here, but I'll be back, you know, but you sit there and you put up a fight, you know, you go ahead, you put up a fight, wear yourself out, you know what I mean? Because at this point, you know, what else can I do? And that's what they're gonna do. And then, you know, they're gonna just eventually just give up and just say, you know what, I don't have anything to worry about when it comes down to Pisces. I'm just gonna turn around and trust them, because, you know, they've never given me a reason not to, you know. And that's the thing, you know, that's another thing, is that Spirit has been trying to get this person to see this about you all this freaking time, and it just like, it just goes over their head, you know what I mean, like a carry-on bag. And, you know, to make matters worse, this person is stubborn, and it's not a judgmental thing. It is what it is. I think that we could all be a little stubborn sometimes. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, you can only fight this truth for so long. At the end of the day, this person's human. They're gonna get tired. They're gonna wear themselves out. You know what I mean? And it's just because this person just rather sit here and fight the truth instead of embrace the truth. And what Spirit's trying to force this person to, you know, basically embrace is the truth about you. That's it. And the truth is that you're very committed to them. You're very loyal to them. You really, really do want, you know what I mean, them and this dynamic here between the two of you. Now, all Spirit wants this person to do is just accept that and just stop putting up a fight and thinking the things that you think. And they're just like, no, I know I'm right about Pisces, and they're this and they're that, and I know they're out to get me. And it's like, all right, well, it kind of looks like Spirit's just going to let them, you know, fight this fight and fight the truth. But, you know, at the end of the day, this person's going to have no choice but to accept this truth, but also accept the fact that they're wrong about you. So it kind of looks like Spirit's going to be like, all right, well, I'll see you later. I'll check back in with you. Gotta go. And, you know, I feel like this is what needed to kind of happen in order for this person to like see, like, they continue to fight against the truth over and over and over again, and they don't have to do this. They really don't have to do this. They're just choosing to, you know, at this point. But it kind of looks like they're going to have no other choice but to accept this truth about you. And the truth is that it looks like you love this person, you're committed to them, you're devoted to them, you're serious about them, and that is just that. All right? So that's what I have for you. Hopefully the reading helped. Hopefully it resonated, and I will see you guys in your next reading. Bye.